Hello to everyone. In today's video, I'm gonna give you 10 different tips how you can save money while you travel. It will be a different video. I know that I have these types of videos. I made it before, but this one, it will be interesting because I can give you a straight example. So you can see the decoration behind me and in front of me. And I will come to this in a minute, but let me first focus on the tips that I would like to give you. They are more or less universal and they will definitely help you to save money while you travel with your motorcycle. But I have to inform you in advance. These tips are not for everyone. If you are some kind of bored millionaire or if you have enough money to travel, this video is not for you anyway, but if you're like me, always traveling on budget and try to save as maximum as possible money and travel as maximum as possible with minimum money, this will be very interesting. So stay with me and I'm gonna tell you 10 different tips that will save you a lot of money. I haven't got them in the list here because I don't want to forget anything. So number one is very important, and it is the destination. It doesn't matter how many of these tips you can apply on your trip if the destination is not, I cannot say wrong, but if the destination is expensive, you cannot save much money. You'll save some, but not that many as you can save if you have the right destination. What I mean by that, let me explain you briefly what I mean. If you decided to travel around Switzerland or Scandinavian countries, it is obvious that it is going to be expensive. And even if you apply all of these tips, you will minimize the cost a little bit, but not that much because you won't have these possibilities if you understand what I mean. So the destination is very important. If you have a not expensive trip, you have to find something that is more affordable. Something like we are now at the moment in South America or Asia or Africa, or places that are normally with lower prices of the hotels, petrols and everything. So all of this will help you a lot. And number two is the motorcycle choice. I talk a lot about motorcycle choice, but if you have correct or the right motorcycle right from the beginning, it will save you a lot of money on the later stage. So, for example, if you have something like Ducati Multistrada or some kind of exotic brands or BMW GS 1300 or stuff like that, first of all, you start with a lot of money, and then the maintenance of this motorcycle will cost you a lot of money. You have to go only to the authorized dealers, and all of this will raise your price of traveling significantly. So if you start with a normal, simple motorcycle that you can service by yourself, this will reduce the cost a lot. So, number one, destination. Number two, motorcycle. So, let me give you one example. If you decided to travel around Switzerland or Scandinavian countries with Ducati Multistrada or GS 1300, it is obvious that you cannot save a lot of money. You can save here and there, but not a lot. Let's go to number three. Number three is also very important. It is to keep some kind of constant speed. Instead of twisting the throttle, riding very fast on the highways with 130, 40, 50, 180 kilometers per hour, keep a constant speed, 90, 100, maximum 120 kilometers per hour. This will save you a lot of money from petrol. For example, on a long trips like mine that I am now at the moment in South America, around 30,000 kilometers, the difference between riding with 90 and riding with 130 will be in the petrol consumption something like 2 liters per every 100 kilometers, which is mean that at the end of the trip, it will be not less than 500 euros. So I should have 500 extra euros just to cover the petrol prices. But it's not only the petrol, it's also the price of tires. The tires will worn out much faster, maybe 30% faster than you're gonna have them if you ride slowly. And tires are a big part of the expenses of your journey, because a normal set of tires in Europe will cost you something like at least 200 euros. Here will be maybe 150, something like that, but you still have to pay these tires. So if you ride very fast, they will finish very quick and you have to have more tire changes, and this will raise the price. So keep the steady throttle, don't ride so fast, and you'll be all right, you'll save a lot of money. And then it's number 4. Number 4, we're coming to this place. Number 4 is accommodation. So accommodation is also a big part of your expenses. So every time when you have the chance to save money from accommodation, please do it so, because at the end it will cost you a lot. Now, for example, me and Paman will sleep in this place, which is the diplomatic word that I can say is very interesting. I booked it through booking.com. Let me just show you around a little to have an idea. I booked it through booking.com. It cost $20. And on the pictures and hello boy, it said a normal hotel, all conditions, parking, garage, stuff like that. But look at what kind of garage we have. It looks like someone else's house that just been left and we came in. Conditions are, I will say, very different, a little bit Spartan, but the hotel is cheap because this town that we are at the moment is Auro Petro. It's located around 500 kilometers west from Rio, maybe northwest from Rio. And it's very popular tourist destination because it's a very beautiful town, and the prices of the hotels here are very expensive, like $40, $50. So we've got this for $20. Terrible conditions. Let me show you the room. See the room? Not very pretty. And the sheets, we put it in. We found it over there. I don't want even to show you the toilet and stuff like that, and the condition of the living room and the rest of the things that they've got here. But for us, it's very important to have parking for the motorcycles. We have washing machine to wash our clothes and place to spend the night, so we can walk around and see this town. So accommodation, as I said, will save you a lot of money. Because you might say, yeah, but for $30 or $40, I will have much better hotel. Yes, you're gonna have much better hotel, but $20 today, $30 tomorrow, at the end of the month, the difference in the hotels will be something like 1,000 or 1,500 euros on the journey like mine. That's why accommodation is a big deal, and every time when you have a chance to save money from it, please do it so. So, number 4, well, this was accommodation number 4. Number 5 is food. Every time when you have the chance to eat where the locals eat, please do it. It will save you a lot of money, and you will have a delicious food, much better than the food that you can have on the expensive restaurants next to the road that will usually overcharge you, and the quality is not going to be that good. You will be just overcharged, especially when they see you that you're a foreigner. The prices always go to the sky. But when you eat with locals, pooh, amazing. What we do usually every night when we arrive in specific village or hotel, we try to find where they sell street food. Here in South America, in almost every town, you can find someone made a barbecue on the street and sell nice quality meat and some rice or spaghetti or something like that, and you can eat really well for a very, very affordable price. So food is a big deal as well, and you have to be very careful with it. If you travel around Europe, it might work to buy food from supermarkets just to save money, but not really here, because here in the supermarkets they don't have so many different choices like in Europe, and for us that's not really worth to spend, let's say, 50 or 100 reals, which is equivalent of like $20 in the supermarket, and we can buy only bread and maybe some ham and cheese and each sandwiches. But for the same amount, you're gonna have a very good quality meat and a nice meal almost every night. So the hotels does not really work here, the supermarkets. But in Europe, they do, because in Europe a nice meal will cost you 25, 30, maybe 50 euros, depends on the location. So food is a big deal. Always try to find where the locals eat. If you're on the highways or on the road, you can see where the truck drivers eat. Always is good quality food and affordable price. Now, next one, number 6, miles per day. This is very important as well. If you have a long journey like we have now at the moment, like 30,000 kilometers, you have to be very strict and cover as maximum as possible miles per day, miles that will help you to be ready to ride on the next day. I mean, if you ride today 1,000 kilometers, tomorrow might be very difficult for you. But if you have something like 500, what we do now at the moment, it helps us to have less hotels for the whole journey. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. If you have 300 kilometers per day, yeah, it will be much more easier for you. But then the hotels will be about 20% more at the end of the journey. And every hotel, as I discussed it just a few minutes ago, will cost you money. So if you have 500 kilometers per day instead of 300, you will have 20% less hotels, which is mean less money. So more miles per day. First, you finish the trip much quicker, and every day it's money, hotels, food, and everything. And also will give you the chance to, I don't know, to experience a little bit different way of traveling. This does not mean to just travel and see nothing at all, but 500 kilometers are very affordable if you start early in the morning, and I will come to this a little bit later. So next one, number 7, plan. You need plan in advance. This is so important that I should have started with this, but I said so many times I talked about the plan that I am already tired to listen myself. Without a plan, everything will cost you double, triple, I don't know how many times more. You need a plan in advance. You need to plan not every step, not every stop, not every hotel, but you need a general plan that will guide you to the whole journey. Only then you can minimize the cost. You're not gonna backtracking your roads. You're gonna plan the places where you can sleep, or eventually places around. Something like that will give you the chance to travel cheap. Like this hotel now, if we just go into the center, the hotels will be $50. So if you need some kind of plans in advance, that will help you. Also, when the city is very expensive, you can plan to sleep before the city, in small town or village, or after the village, after the city, and this will save you money. But all of this is possible only if you have a plan in advance. Then next one, number 8. These are tires, parts, and terrains. Let me explain what I mean. Tires are a big deal. I won't recommend to save money from tires, but you have to be very careful what kind of tires you're choosing, because some tires, they might have a perfect traction, but they will finish very quick, like 3,000-4,000 kilometers. So you should have some kind of compromise between traction and longevity. I won't recommend to have the tires that will last 20-30,000 kilometers without having any traction, because this might cost you a lot, and even you can lose your life. So tires are a big deal. And something very important on the topic tires, when you have a long journey like ours, and when the journey includes some dirt roads like ours, this Trans-Amazonica road that cost us almost like a 2,000 kilometers on the dirt, you have to have the right tires in the right moment. So before Trans-Amazonica, we changed the tires to 100% off-road tires, and they helped us to go through without any accidents, without any problems, just like that. But you have to have all of this in advance, and if we go back to the plan, you'll understand how important it is. Now on the road we can afford a little bit not so aggressive tires or street tires or something like that, because we'll have mostly asphalt roads. Later, when we go to Argentina and Chile, when we start climbing the mountains, we'll see what the terrains will tell us. We might switch to something else, but tires are very important. The same with the spare parts. But if you go to number 2 motorcycle, if you have the right motorcycle, which is affordable, with affordable spare parts and with affordable maintenance, it will save you a lot of money. So let's go to number 9, early starts. This might sound like a not logical now, not exactly on the place, how early start will save me money, but I will tell you how. Every morning we start around 6 o'clock. We wake up 5 o'clock, get ready, and 6 o'clock we are on the road. When you have early start, you can have early stop. When you have early stop, you will be in the town that you plan to visit, city or village, you will be on time. When you're on time, you will have enough time to find a proper place to sleep. If the hotel that you found or you booked online is not good, you can switch to another, and until you find a proper, cheap, affordable and comfortable place. But if you start 10 or 11 o'clock and you finish the day or 8 or 9, here, for example, 6 o'clock is already dark. If you finish the day in the dark, you'll be tired, you'll be exhausted, and you'll be happy to pay any price to any hotel just to have a place to spend the night. But if you're on time, you'll think about it twice before you need to pay double price. So early starts are very important. And the last, number 10, it's another one that you may think it's not related to the topic, but it is definitely is, and it is to have a motivation, because without a motivation everything will be so difficult for you. But if you have a motivation like we have now to finish this trip, to see South America, to see everything that we've planned, we don't mind about the hotel, I don't mind about the conditions, I don't mind about garbage food here and there. I just have the motivation to finish this trip, and nothing can put me away from my plans. That's why if you have motivation, it will save you a lot of money, because you'll be alright with bad places like this. I really hope that this video will help you at least one person, so press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. Don't forget to subscribe to the second channel, the travel videos. Over there I upload almost daily updates, how we're going, how the trip is going, if we have any problems or if you see something beautiful. Don't forget also that I'm gonna make very detailed video episodes when I get back home. And I also want to use this video to say once again a huge thank you to everyone who already supported my trip, people who donated my trip, people who continue sending money, small amounts, big amounts. Thank you to all of you. This is a great help. I highly appreciate it, because the costs are costs, they have to be paid, and all this is a great help. It's became a very long video, but I hope it will be useful. So see you in the next one.